subject. There's a mistake we are making. Making a mistake. The mistake is, in mathematics, there are different types of problems, and each problem has its own formula. Each project, each problem has its own formula, its own. Like for example, when it comes to there's a certain mathematics that has its own formula. There is the bold mass, and there is the further mass, and the rest. And for the bold maths, there are different ways of solving its problem. It's the same way in life. In this life, there are two parts. There's the spiritual and the physical. Sometimes we make this mistake of using the solution for the spiritual world to solve the physical world problem, and that is why there is a lot of misunderstanding. And when it comes to the Bible, there are certain teachings in the Bible that are meant for the spiritual world, while there are certain teachings in the Bible that are meant for the physical world. I have read the Bible enough, so I have to understand this. For example, there's a part in the Bible they say, "Do to others what you would want people to do to you." So this formula, it is good to apply in the physical world. But there are some other, we are on the physical world, but we haven't gotten to the spiritual world. When we die and go to the spiritual world, whatever is happening there, we'll find how to settle it. But for now, we are on the spiritual world, the one we can see where we are having issues and misunderstanding. The physical world is different and the spiritual world is different. We are making mistake using the formula we're supposed to use for the spiritual world and using it on the physical world. That is the mistake we are making. Some teachings from the Bible are meant for the spiritual world, or you use it for the physical world, which is not correct. And which is not correct. It is not correct in the sense that, how do you expect a person to work for his whole life and take all his earnings and give to you without giving him back? It is not working. That is what we have been taught in the church from childhood. But when you apply it in real life, it's not working. Because whosoever who would want to do anything for you, direct or indirect, that person is getting gain from it. Either the person is getting gain from it, direct or indirect. If today, for example, let's go to church and we don't put offering. If we don't put offering, the church will not hold. So for you to see that, is that offering that we put that gives the church strength to operate. That is because the church is in the physical world. Then the church in the spiritual world only needs your soul. So in the physical world, things are different. So one of the formula that is good to use in the physical world is, do to people what you want them to do. Because most of the people expect so much they can't give. That is the main problem. How do you expect a person who has acquired everything in the whole world to value you when you have nothing? No, it's not working. It's not really working. It's already there showing it's not working. So we have a lot to learn. We are misunderstanding the two teachings. I will be giving you details on how to follow the physical teachings. When we get to the spiritual world, we know how to handle that.